Hi guys, Leader Adam here and welcome back to Regrowth. Oh, we are getting there with these seeds. I'm not going to lie, I've pretty much had it with seeds now. I am so glad we are so close to having these done. We're just down to our last four. So our brown mystical flowers, we've got our shimmer leaves, and we've got our cinder pearls, and then obviously we've got our taint root. So I've just kind of turned this area down here now basically into somewhere I'm just growing the wither essence to get the wither skulls that we can use to stabilise our infusion altar. So hopefully we'll be in a position to be able to look at that in a very near episode. Now I had a little bit of a mistake. Now, you know, I said about taint root and the fact that you keep that in your inventory and it can have a bit of an icky effect on you. Well, yeah, I held on in my inventory for a little bit long and I got infected with taint. So what I don't know is whether this is going to have an ongoing impact on me or not, or whether it was just kind of that little bit of damage that I took at that point. But yeah. So, in the last episode, actually it's probably not a bad thing that we do this at night, to be fair. In the last episode I was, well, goofing around attempting to try and put some kind of sort of automated bee thing into operation. And I made this abomination of loads of pipes which didn't really do anything, got very confusing, extremely messy. So what I've built is something that is incredibly simplified. It doesn't do everything that I want it to just yet, but it's a start, and it does mean that this will kind of just keep ticking over for the time being. So what I've got is one of the Apiarist pipes. If we click on the Apiarist pipe, I've got it that anything which are items, so that will be the combs, will go through the red, and any bees will go through the green. So we have an engine which is powering the wooden extract pipe, which is sucking through there, and then we've got the bees are being pulled through and they are going back straight into here. So you can see we're building up tropical drones and we've got a tropical queen sitting in there, and what these will do is these will keep cycling through now. So they'll go straight back into the apiary. They're not going to go through the red pipe because that is items only. They're just going to cycle back and they're going to go straight back into the apiary, and we'll start producing combs. And what these will do is these will build up, because at the moment I'm getting kind of 2 drones and a princess for every cycle that we go through. This will build up. So yeah, manually I'm going to have to come in when we get to a stack and take those out. Otherwise they're not going to start pulling out of here because they've got nowhere to go, or they're going to start sitting and clogging the pipes up. So there's a little bit of manual there, but hey. I've had to swap impregnated frames even rather than flames, just because I have run out of my proven frames and I don't actually have a recipe. There is no recipe for proven frames, so I don't know how I can go about getting any more of those. So the impregnated frames, they're not as efficient. I probably won't get the yield that I was getting with the proven frames, but it will still work. I can just let this run and it will carry on. And then as you can see, we're building up a nice little stash of combs, and this is just all powered with the lever that just powers our wooden engine. So I just let that go, leave that running, come back periodically, check that our frames are still... Ooh! Wow! Where are these coming from? I was trying to work out where these are spawning. That's the second one that I've had today. That's kind of transporting me. That's the those funny creeper things. Now I'm not sure because I can't see immediately that I've got any dark areas that are needing... Let's just break that torch a second. Have we got the right... Yeah. So I've got no dark areas, but I appear to be spawning creepers. for some reason. So we're going to have a little look around and understand why. But yeah, fortunately that didn't spawn us too far away from our base. Let's maybe move that torch there. But yeah, there we go. So that's working reasonably well. So I was kind of gonna go this week a little bit kind of off script. So we've done an awful lot where we've been sticking to the quest book. But I kind of wanted to do something, and I was kind of looking at dark magic, or blood magic, I'm not quite sure why, because we're a little way away from that yet. But I wanted to do something a bit different, and this kind of came off the back of the chat that I was having with Desert Rat when we were recording last week, and he was telling me about forestry and the trees, and I sort of said to him, well, yeah, I was kind of interested in that. I'd seen it in his regrowth videos, but I couldn't see any quests for it in the quest book. And he said to me, no, there are no quests for it. It is, it's part of forestry. It's in the pack, but there are no quests associated with it. So there are no recipes or anything like that for anything, or any quests in order to do it. But this was to do the breeding of the forestry trees, or using forestry breeding trees to actually get the different tree varieties. And it's one of the things you need to have with that is actually to have sort of bees up and running nearby to help with pollination. And then what you get is that you'll get leaves that will actually look slightly different to show that they're pollinated. You can then break those leaves, and you'll then get potentially different trees. So there's a couple of things that you actually need in order to do that. So I've got those in here, or 3 things in fact. We have spectacles, we have a grafter, and we have a beealyzer, which is made up out of this. So the spectacles are pretty simple to make. I'll just, if I can actually spell properly. So these are spectacles here. I'll actually point them over. Easy to make. Piece of bronze and a couple of stained glass or non-stained plates, and that gives you your spectacles. You've got your grafter, which is 2 sticks. Let's show you that as well. And there's a few different types you can make. I believe probably the Mana Steel one will last longer. I've just made the basic one for the moment, which is just a couple of sticks and a piece of bronze. And that's a grafter. Now with that, if you use that to break the leaves that have shown as pollinated, I believe you're guaranteed to get a sapling from that. And then the last thing here is the beealyzer, which is kind of like, not the beealyzer, the treealyzer, which is like the beealyzer but for trees. You know, name kind of sort of suggests it. So let's quickly throw that together. So that's just 4 pieces of copper, 2 panes of glass, a couple of bits of redstone, and a diamond. And it doesn't appear to be working. Treealyzer. Copper, 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 copper. Oh, we've got to do it in a carpenter. We've got to do it in a carpenter. That's fine. If I'd actually read the recipe properly, we'd know that. That's okay. I'm pretty sure we can do that. We might have to break our carpenter because we've been using that to do... No, we're good. We're good. I think that should be enough water. So we were making some sticks in order to make some more of the impregnated frames. Like so. And where's our 2 panes of glass? So in theory, have we got enough energy? How much water do we actually need to do this? We need 2 buckets of water. Okay, that's fine. We can whack another bucket of water in there and that should start the process. We'll power up the power while that's happening, and let's just refill our water here. Oh, whoopsie, didn't mean to do that. And again. That's fine, we can put that back together again, not a problem. Refill that. Okay, we'll just pop our block down just for a second, just so we can replace our little bit of carpet. Just it makes this a little bit easier to walk around all over the place today. There we go. Awesome. Let's refill. Just seem to have phases where it just goes through an absolute ton of water, this, but never mind. Let's stick that back into there. All being well, we should have one bee Eliza. Awesome. So I don't know whether we actually need anything for this. We do. We need honey drops, I think, in the same way. So we might as well just grab the honey drops out of there. Is it honey drops we need? Yeah, honey or honeydew is the catalyst. We've got honey. And it says it actually works best if you actually analyse the saplings first of all, so that the tree Eliza recognises and converts them into forestry. But that's cool. That is cool. We have that. So why don't we grab our grafter, and why don't we grab our spectacles? Now, you might have caught sight. Let's jump up here if we can, see if we can get on top of these chests. Up there, we've got some leaves that are a slightly different colour. So that suggests to me that there may be some pollination occurring. And I do believe I did notice some down on this. Yeah, you can see just underneath there and there. And just up there as well, we've also got some slightly different leaves coming through. Now, if we go up to and we just look at them, it says red spruce leaves. It says it's pollinated with apple oak, which is obviously our oak tree. And that's pollinated with silver birch. So we've potentially got a couple of different types of trees here, possibly. But if we swap out our helmet for our spectacles, you'll see we can see them an awful lot more clearly. So we can kind of have a bit of a wander around and oh, whoopsie. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit of an issue because our bees are awake, being that it's daytime. They're awake and they be angry. Let's get ourselves over here quickly. We just got a little bit of poison going on, but that's fine. We'll probably be able to see if we... Oops. Yeah, you can see that much more clearly. Come on, enough with the poison. Enough with the poison. So, what we need to do, and I'm just going to turn this into logs, just into not logs. Planks. That's the word I'm looking for because it's easier to do. And I'm going to break that. And that has given us a silver birch sapling. So, okay, we already have that. That's so fine. That's okay. But that sort of shows kind of how you can get trees a slightly different way. Whoops. Not the way to do it. But yeah, that shows a different way that you can actually get saplings. So let's go and do the same with our spruce. Let's try and not get stung again. Let's see if we can break this using the grafter. And those give us apple oak saplings. So again, we know that we can do that. So why don't we just put those just through our beealizer, and we got a red spruce sapling as well. And I don't know whether that's actually different from a normal spruce. So I don't really know a lot, I'll be honest with you and say. So it's a red spruce. So it's a red spruce silver birch hybrid. So it's average. It's a little bit faster. It's a small tree. It's a 1x1 tree. The yield is low. And S, I don't know what S is lowest. Let's do our apple oak sapling. So that is apple oak and red spruce hybrid, and that gives us a fruit of apple. And then we've got our silver birch, and that actually is going to give us apples as well. That's kind of cool. So we're going to get a silver birch that gives us apples. Now, does this give us? Now, that doesn't give us anything. at all. But you can see where we're kind of going with this is the fact that you can actually sort of breed these up. Now, theoretically, we could start to get other trees. Now, I don't know that it works with all trees. I'm pretty sure that it doesn't work with the witchery trees, I think Deseret was saying. But why don't we have a look? So we've got a few different trees. I don't know whether it works with the extra biomes trees or not. Now, acacia sapling, it may work with that, but why don't we grab the saplings that we've got and let's see. Oh, the rainbow eucalyptus, that's one of our faves, isn't it? Let's see if any of these other trees will go through. So greatwood. Okay, so greatwood doesn't work. That one doesn't work. That doesn't work. Yeah, I think most of these extra biomes trees aren't going to work. That's all extra biomes. Have we got anything that's not? So jungle, we ought to put jungle through. That would be a good one actually, I believe, to plant out there. Dark oak, that should go through. So that also would be a good one to plant. Punji sticks aren't going to. That's extra biomes. We've already done those two. So why don't we put our jungle sapling and our dark oak. I know we only have the one. But I don't think fir will work either. Oh, we've got a normal acacia sapling there as well. Why don't we take that and put that through? So I think we need to start with the basic saplings, and let's get a shot of all of these other extra biomes ones, because yeah, they're not gonna do what we want them to. We'll put the old Punji 6, but we've got all of our sort of main vanilla saplings. Let's put the jungles back in as well. All of our main vanilla saplings are out there. I don't think we've got any other than, I'm pretty sure, we'll check them, but I'm pretty sure the witchery ones won't work. No. So it is just... it's just those ones, and that didn't live in there at all, did it? Let's put that back where it came from. There she is. Right. So, the theory is that we should be able to plant these saplings and actually get some cross-pollination going. Now, I might take down this massive fir tree. And I think I'll probably take down the cypress as well, because we know this isn't going to work. They're nice woods. Don't get me wrong. They are nice woods. However, they're not going to do what we are needing at this point. So I think the space could be much better filled with other saplings. Now we do need 4 dark oaks. Jungle will grow, I think, on its own. So why don't we put our jungle down there. Dark oak. We need more dark oak. Now there is a way, I believe, with Botania that you can get the different trees as well to actually get us more jungle saplings. So let's just pop over here very quickly and just have a look at our catalyst. Is there anything we can actually do with our trees? If we throw you into there, do you do anything? You don't. Okay. I'll try and remember how we get to the other saplings. Now, do we have any bone meal out here? Let's go get some bone meal. and see if we can't start turning some of our that'll do. See if we can get our trees growing. We'll get our acacia planted. Definitely get our acacia planted, because that will be a good one to start the old cross-pollination process with. So why don't we pop our acacia? We'll pop that there, and we'll get that bone milled. Hopefully, there we go. One acacia, and hopefully we can get our jungle to grow as well. Oh, it's grown complete with cocoa pods. Awesome. But I don't think we're going to be able to get our dark oak necessarily to grow. Let's give it a try. Yeah, I think it does need to be 4x4, so we are going to need to grow ourselves more dark oak, but we'll have to come back to that, because I'll have to remember what it is we actually need to do to get those different trees. But yeah, that is it's just something else. It's a little bit of fun. I mean, it might actually end up being that when we breed the jungle with something else, we actually get our dark oak. So we just got to kind of keep a little bit of an eye out for the pollination thing going on with all of these. Sort of watch the leaf changes and stuff like that. Wearing our lovely goggles, but see what our little bees get up to. I'm just having a look to see if we've got anything happening with our birch tree. I'm not seeing anything just at the moment, but obviously our bees are going to be sleeping. So I've got a little chest down here which I'm going to keep all of our tree stuff in. So I'll keep our saplings, I'll keep our tree Eliza in there, I'll keep our grafter in there. Now the grafters don't last particularly long. You can sort of see we've already, oops, put our helmet back on again. We've not done that much. We've broken, what, 3 leaves, and we've nearly used all of our grafters. So we're going to need to make more grafters, and I'm kind of thinking probably the Mana Steel grafter is probably the one to go with, because the hope is that will last considerably longer than the other ones. But yeah, so we'll kind of revisit this. I'm not going to make it a massive focus of what we actually do in the game, but it's kind of one of those nice to haves, a little bit of fun to explore. We'll check in periodically. We'll just see if we've got any more trees. And what I might do actually is expand out, sort of open the area up sort of a little bit more out this way, level this off a little bit, and maybe have a proper kind of tree farm going on, and maybe just if it's even just set some normal boring bees in a bee house going, to see what we can do with those, and then just kind of use our other area for other bees. But yeah, that was it. Wasn't going to do anything too OTT, just kind of wanted to show you where we got up to, just show you something a little bit different that we can do within the pack that's not sort of necessarily ooh, there we go, another couple of steps further on. Oh, have we still left this going? Let's turn that off, right? This is all coming along very nicely. But yeah, so we're down to the last few now. Hopefully we'll be shot of having to do anything with seeds for a while. Yeah, they're exhausting. They are kind of dull. But it means that we have everything. It means we've got plenty of petals and things for Botania. And it'll be nice to kind of get the quests completed and done. But for now, guys, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and we shall see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.